Y'all, I have packed my bags, I don't even know how many times. I've lived and traveled to over 10 different countries. I could do this in my sleep. I could do it with my eyes closed. In this video, we are going to focus on what you need to be packing right now to make it through that long flight to go overseas. For your convenience, I'm going to link everything that I mentioned in this video down below. Now, there are converters and then there are adapters. This is an adapter. Adapters help you so that you can just plug something into the wall. Converters, though, are for larger electronic devices or for like hair dryers. You want to make sure that the voltage that you're putting in your electronic device is what it's used to getting, what it's made for. If you take a hair dryer from America and you bring it to another country and you try to just use this and plug it into the wall, you could end up frying your electronic. You could end up literally like destroying the plug in the wall. So be very careful and make sure you bring adapters and converters. Adapters are not converters, so make sure you bring both. This actually weighs your suitcases. This is battery powered. You can turn it on and off. You can even change the unit because maybe you're overseas and they want kilograms rather than pounds in America. But either way, this is wonderful because you can take it on the go, especially when you're coming back to your home country and you bought all of those goodies and all of those souvenirs. This is going to save you a lot of time so that when you get to the airport, you don't have to start like taking stuff out, or you don't have to leave a whole bunch of your own belongings behind because you don't know how much your suitcase weighs. But this is wonderful because it's lightweight and you can just pack it in your suitcase and take it with you for the whole trip. All right, now these things, you know them, you might have a love-hate relationship with them, but I learned to love these because I don't use them the way that everybody else uses them. Absolute number one thing is make sure that this thing has a cover that is machine washable. You do not want this thing that's quite literally always at your face to be scraping up against the floor, scraping it up against the old stranger. You want this to be clean. You want to know that when you put your head on it, it is freshly washed. This one's also memory foam, so I feel really bougie when I use this one. But the reason I hated these for so long, if you have been blessed with the ability to sleep like this, I can't relate. So instead of putting these on normally, I actually bring the thickest part to the front or I bring it to the side. Also is I'll fold it like in half and it becomes more of a pillow that way. It's a little bit thicker. I can lean up against it. And the reason I prefer one of these over bringing an actual thick full pillow is because on the back of your backpack, you can clip this around that little strap on the top and I don't actually like have to hold it. Another reason why I specifically bought this one, it came with these, a sleeping mask and these earplugs. This trio, I slept for 4 hours straight on a plane. I was out. I can't hear nothing, I can't see nothing, and I'm comfy as heck. So I really recommend this trio if you want to get some good sleep. You know how they always say to throw out your water bottles because you can't bring liquids onto the plane? If you do not have a refillable water bottle, what are you doing? What's gonna happen is you're gonna go through security and you're gonna be like, I'm parched. And you're gonna go try to buy that little Dasani water bottle and it's gonna be like $45. It's not gonna be $45, but it is gonna be like 8 or 10. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring a refillable water bottle and you're gonna go to the water fountain and fill this up for free. The reason I love this specific water bottle is because it's double locked, so I know it's not gonna leak. I also love these water bottles that have water goals on them because I just live in a permanent state of dehydration and this helps me drink some more water. And then when you do get to the country that you're going to, you also have a way to take water on the go. When I've lived in Asian countries, you always buy these really big like water jugs from the store and that's the way that you drink water. So a refillable water bottle, love it. In America, I've learned that a lot of us dress kind of on the more casual side and when you go overseas, it's just not a thing. Like you don't wear exercise clothes out and about. At heart, I want to be comfortable. I want to wear comfy clothing, but when you go overseas to many countries, I just feel like the style bar is just like raised up. If you go back to any of my videos, I am always at all times wearing Ana Luisa jewelry. This jewelry always adds a really nice like classy touch to anything that I wear. Even if it's a very comfy outfit, their jewelry is so shiny and beautiful and sleek. It's stunning. So I always wear this constantly because I just feel like it elevates any look that I have. As you can see, I'm always wearing Ana Luisa jewelry. And their jewelry also lasts. I love shopping at those little corner like jewelry stores when I go overseas, but those pieces of jewelry, they're not actually as cheap as I always think that they're going to be. I grabbed like 3 pairs of earrings and suddenly I'm paying like $60 and I'm like, wait, where did that? And then that jewelry that I've worn and they were gold and now they're silver because all of like the gold like wore off. For me, it just doesn't make sense anymore for me to buy a few pair of like not the greatest of quality earrings and just buy stuff that is high quality that I know that's going to last. Once you've traveled abroad, you will understand you will do anything possible to blend in with your surroundings. It might sound a little silly, but this jewelry helped upgrade all of my outfits because every outfit in Korea is always on point. Something else I really love about Ana Luisa is all of the jewelry comes in these really nice little pouches, and these are perfect for travel because I can just put all of my jewelry in here to keep them separated so the necklaces don't get all tangled up, and I can just put this in my purse. I love these little cases. Video isn't over, but I just want to quickly ask if you are enjoying it or you do find it helpful, hit that like button for me, because as a small YouTuber, really makes my day and really helps my channel grow a lot. So thank you. Now sometimes you arrive in the country that you're trying to get to, but your suitcase doesn't. You don't think it's going to happen to you, and then it does. So I always recommend that people make sure that they pack their carry-on suitcase to be livable for 2 days. If your big luggage didn't make it to you, you're not re-wearing the same dirty airplane outfit for 2 days. A lot of people like silicone toiletry containers, and I have seen so many reviews say that there's like a chemical reaction and the silicone either like expanded or shrunk, and it just wasn't safe. Now this container was actually given to me by a friend. It was an eye cream that they weren't using anymore, and I took the eye cream out actually, and now I use it for my own creams, and they're just plastic twist off cases. If you have a really big thing of face wash, or if you have a really big thing of lotion and you want to bring that but you don't want to have to buy the miniature size, I think plastic like these are safer. A lot of those toiletry containers that are refillable, if it's a cap that pops off, those are super easy to pop off in travel and then they explode in your suitcase. These, it's very difficult for a twist top to come off. But remember, you want to be able to live out of your carry-on for 2 days. So this is wonderful to put little baby sample sizes, I guess you could say, little baby sample sizes in your toiletries, so that when you have it on the airplane, if you wanted to wash your face because you just feel gross after flying on planes, you can do it. Having little baby sample sizes, you can feel like a whole brand new person. And make sure you're always bringing some kind of carry-on suitcase. Maybe you were able to fit everything in your check. I still think you should bring a little carry-on suitcase if it's free. If you have a smaller suitcase, it's the perfect suitcase for like weekend trips or just like a little getaway for a few weeks. Well, no, for girls that is not good enough. We need 4 suitcases if we go on for a few weeks. That way you don't have to bring this really big suitcase. You don't have to check it, which usually costs money. Carry-ons are usually free. If you're going overseas, you're gonna get fed on the airplane, right? Well, number one, the food might not be the most delicious, and it might not be at the time that you're really wanting to eat. You might not really feel hungry. By the way, if you sleep through a meal, you can click the little buzzer and they can come bring it to you later, just so you know. I always recommend you bring some kind of snack, especially snacks that are high in protein, because that will make you feel more full. Just make sure to bring some kind of food, because especially in the airplane, I found that I was just like starving at some points, and it was like sleeping hour. So I'm supposed to be sleeping and my stomach is just like rumbling. Look at what time your plane is landing. Is it gonna land in the morning and you really need to be sleeping on this plane? You could always bring sleepy time medicine, and you wake up more so in that time zone and you don't have to deal with jet lag as much. If you're landing and it's gonna be evening and you really need to stay awake on the plane, I would definitely bring caffeine pills just to keep you awake. If you're on the plane and you're a girl and you start getting cramps or you get a headache, bring some medicine on the plane. I use this app and I actually am able to read books for free. Online, it's like a whole library. You can put books on hold if it's like a really popular book, but you can check out books for a few weeks at a time, and then you can get them sent to your Kindle, so you don't even have to buy books. They'd be free. I am that person that would take these in her backpack, and my back hates me for it. I love a hardback book. Flipping through the pages, it's a great feeling, but the great feeling does not outweigh the pain that comes into my back. Also, fun little addition, added a pop socket on the back because then I can read and hold a lot easier. I'm just saying. I shouldn't do that. Please, 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 triple please, become a Kindle person. I would really recommend that you bring a credit card and a debit card, and I would also try to bring cards that have different credit card companies, like a Visa, MasterCard. Make sure you bring separate cards, because sometimes some stores and some restaurants and some ATMs like one company and they don't accept the other company. I wouldn't worry too much about this though, because if your card doesn't work at a store, you can always walk to a convenience store and pull cash and then come back and pay with cash. Now these I think are very important. These are TSA approved locks. If you're staying in an Airbnb, or you're staying in a hostel, a shared house, when you do get to the country, I always recommend someone bring one extra card and then you lock it in that suitcase, because let's just say, hypothetically, you're like me and you lose your wallet. You're not completely lost without any cards because you have that extra card saved in your suitcase packet. These are wonderful. Make sure they're TSA approved, because if you put these on your suitcases and then you send them through security and all that stuff, if it's not TSA approved, sometimes they cut it or they like remove the lock. Make sure they're just the ones with the little red symbol. Right now it is COVID time, time, so make sure you're bringing multiple copies of that PCR test. If you have any questions about PCR tests, I have a video all about my recommendations, my experience. I almost got left in Germany because my PCR test was wrong. So there's a really good video to check out if you have any questions about PCR tests. If you're interested in Ana Luisa jewelry, there will be a link in the description below, and they're currently having a site-wide summer sale, so I would definitely check that out and treat yourself. Treat yourself. I truly never take their jewelry off, so I would check them out. See you in the next one.